Hey friends, welcome to today's video. Today is going to be the greatest day of your life. You know, I talk quite a bit about laws that govern our lives, and these laws, for the most part, are learned by everyone in science class as we're growing up. The problem that we have is that then we attribute these laws only to science for the rest of our lives, not understanding that these laws don't just apply to scientific principle. They're also laws that govern your circumstance as well and the results that you're getting. You know, and it's very interesting because you're made up of the exact same substance that everything else in the universe is made up of. We're all made up of elements, molecules, and the scientific principles and practices that are utilized in the scientific arena also govern your daily activities in the arena of life. I want to discuss these laws with you, give you some insights, share some information. I believe today is going to be the greatest day of your life. Let's jump right in. You know, in my opinion, life can be simple, especially when you understand the rules of the game. And those rules, in my opinion, are governed by universal laws. But what are those laws and how many are there? 14, 12, 30? While people may sometimes disagree on the number of universal laws that govern our lives, in my opinion, 7 major laws dictate the results that you get in your life. And these laws, which are as real as the laws of physics, dictate the rules of the game of life and how to consciously create the life that we want. And the first one is something you've probably heard of before. It's called the Law of Vibration, or also known as the Law of Attraction. Now, the Law of Attraction is a secondary law. The primary law is the Law of Vibration. And the Law of Vibration decrees that everything moves or vibrates, nothing rests. Everything ever created, from the smallest atomic particle to the tallest skyscraper, is in a constant state of energetic movement. Now, the thoughts you think and internalize and get emotionally involved with are in control of the vibration that you're in. And as you become conscious of this vibration, you refer to it as how you're feeling. Those are your feelings. You see, there's a connection between your feelings and what you attract to yourself. You don't attract what you want, you attract what you are. Or another way of saying this is, your feelings lead to the actions you take, and your actions attract what you're in harmony with, and those are the results that you get in life. I just kind of as a side note, don't allow the outside world to dictate what you think or how you feel inside, okay? Instead, start to live free and live from the inside out by choosing and focusing on thoughts that align with what you want. You see, this causes changes in your vibrational field to attract or create the results you want in your life. Okay, let's go to the next one. Number 2, the Law of Rhythm. Now, the Law of Rhythm embodies the truth that everything is moving to and fro, flowing in and out, swinging backwards and forwards. And it shows us that there is always a reaction to every action. This law governs the movement of the planets in their orbit. It also manifests in the mineral and vegetable kingdoms. Now, it can be observed in the rising and setting of the sun and moon, ebb and flow of the tides, coming and going of the seasons, and the rhythmic swing of consciousness and unconsciousness. Little side note here, you're not going to feel good all the time because no one does. And if you did, you wouldn't even know it because the low feelings are what permit you to feel the high feelings. You see, when you're in a downswing, know the swing will change and things will get better. Good times are coming. Choose to think of them. And I want you to keep that in mind. If you're feeling down right now or things aren't necessarily going the way you want them to in your life, the Law of Rhythm dictates that if things aren't going well now, they will definitely be going well again. Think of those good times and care for your mind and be positive. And remember, tough times never last. tough people do. I'm sure you've heard that before, right? And I care about you, and I want you to know that no matter what's going on right now, you're going to build and create the most beautiful life and circumstance that matches you, who you are, and the needs that you feel inside. Okay, you can definitely do it. Let's talk about the next one. It's called the Law of Relativity. You know, all laws are related to each other and correspond with each other. You know, every law must be in harmony, agreement, and correspond with each other. You know, an understanding of the Law of Relativity will help you solve many of the secrets of nature that seem paradoxical. You know, for example, all rates of vibration are either high or low, but only by comparison with those above or below them. You know, all sizes, distances, weights, and heights are relative too. You know, everything in life it just is. You know, we make a thing big or small, high or low, negative or positive, by comparing it to something else. Now I want you to keep that in mind, and I want to say it one more time. Everything in life just is. We in our heads make it big or small, high or low, negative or positive, by comparing it to something else. And I want you to think about this. When you relate your ability to perform a skill that you're not proficient at to someone else who has mastered the skill, you will not look good. And that's just using the law against yourself. You see, instead, make it a habit of using this law to your benefit, to heighten your self-esteem. You will then become aware of how special you are in the light of truth. And it's 100% true. You are special, and I care about you. And you have an amazing ability to shine, learn new things, become an expert in anything. It's all about the knowledge you put in here. That's how you get better results out here, right? And you can do it. The next law is the law of polarity. Now, the law of polarity decrees that everything in the universe has its opposite. Hot has cold, good has bad, inside there's an outside, right? You have a right and a left side of your body, a front and a back. You know, every up has a down, and every down has an up. You know, the law of polarity not only states that everything has an opposite, but it also has an equal and opposite. You know, if there are 3 feet, if you're 3 feet from the floor up to a doorknob, there's also 3 feet from the doorknob down to the floor. It could not be any other way. So here's something to think about. You know, step into your power by realizing and applying the law of polarity. It will help you both sides of a person, situation, or circumstance. And you know, think about this. You'll feel more empowered and inspired as you move in the direction of your dreams, because you will realize that everything in your life just is. You will understand that you make something negative or positive by how you choose to think about a situation. You know, it is your choices, not your circumstances, that will create the life you desire. Well, we're on number 5 now, and this is something we talked about yesterday, the law of cause and effect. You know, and Ralph Waldo Emerson called the law of cause and effect the law of laws. And this law decrees that whatever you send to the universe comes back. Action and reaction are equal and opposite. You know, everything in the entire universe happens according to law, and there is no such thing as chance. You know, every effect must have a cause, and in turn, that cause must have an effect. Thus, we have the perpetual never-ending cycle of cause and effect, right? You know, and think about this. You are, of course, very interested in the effects in your life, your physical health, your relationships, the respect you earn, your income. You must concentrate on the cause, and the effect will automatically take care of itself. You know, say good things to everyone. Treat everyone with respect. Take care of your body, and it will all come back. That's exactly how the law of cause and effect works, and it's beautiful. try implementing it in your life, or you already do implement it on a daily basis, but now you have the ability to realize that your actions that you're taking on a daily basis are going to have a relative effect and bring things back into your life that correspond with your personal behavior. So think about that a little bit as you're going throughout your day. You know, there's a beautiful book I love to read. It's called As a Man Thinketh. And it kind of just correlates and expands upon this idea of cause and effect. And it really makes you think about the information you put into your mind and how you utilize that information in your day-to-day activities. That book will change you like that. It's amazing. Read it through twice. I always read every book twice, you know, because it's not that I find something in the book that wasn't there the first time I read it. The second time through, I find something within myself that wasn't there before. And it changes me, and it makes me better, and it can do the same thing for you. The next law, number 6, is the law of gestation. Now, you understand, and I understand, gestation is the period of time it takes for formless energy to come into form. Similar to that is 9 months to make a baby, right? It declares that for every seed, there is a set gestation or incubation period, a specific span of time that particular seeds need to follow for their blueprint to manifest into physical form. So, you know, a baby goes through a gestation period of 280 days. A carrot gestates in about 10 to 12 days, you know, and though some varieties may take up to 3 weeks, you get the point I'm saying. You know, certain things in the world and life tend to have a normal gestation period. But as the human race and technology progresses, these gestation periods often are getting shorter and shorter. But, you know, I want you to keep in mind, when you're planting seeds and putting goodness out into the world, expecting goodness back, we don't know all the activities that need to occur in the world in order for that energy to come back to us in a way that we expect. You know, somebody in China may have to get on a plane and fly to New York and then travel by car to your city where they go to buy groceries and maybe knock a magazine off the rack, and that magazine's picked up by somebody else who reads the title and the description of the articles inside the magazine on the front. That generates an idea in their mind. Then, based on their idea and the action they take in a roundabout way through multiple other people, you get the goodness back in your life and you get the good results. But you see, it's virtually impossible for us to dictate all the actions that need to occur, not only in the universe, but even in our own world here on Earth, in order for us to get the results that we desire. Be patient. There is a specific gestation period for every action. It's guaranteed you'll get a reaction. And if you're putting favorable things out into the world, you're going to get favorable things back into your life. You know, and when you have a goal, you know, or an intense desire, have patience and believe that in the end, results will come to you. You know, patience is not the ability to wait, but the ability to maintain faith and keep a positive attitude while you're waiting. You can do it. I believe in you. And I know that good things are going to come back into your life because you're going to start putting the most positive things out into the world around you. It works every time like magic. You're going to be so surprised when you think, hey, if I just change my behaviors in a small way, I'm going to get big results back into my life. And then when it works, it'll put a smile on your face. You'll continue to do it, and repetitively, by law, you are going to get good things back into your life. And let's talk about the 7th law. Now, this is a law that is clearly discussed in Napoleon Hill's book, Think and Grow Rich. And he actually has an entire chapter of the book just related to this. And I've spent a lot of time trying to understand and better decipher the meaning of this law, but I'm going to do the best I can for you here. It's called the Law of Transmutation. And basically what it states is that Energy is in a constant state of transmission and transmutation. Energy is the cause and effect of itself and can be neither created nor destroyed. And I'm sure you've heard that before. And the law of perpetual transmutation decrees that energy is always moving into physical form. And you see, this law explains that the creative process, like thoughts that we hold in our mind with emotion, must move into their physical counterparts. It also explains prayer. Prayer is the movement that takes place between spirit and form, with and through you. So the law of transmutation supports prayer as an activity that works, and it does, we all know. So this is just a law that kind of explains why it works. And Andrew Carnegie, famously one of the wealthiest man and most successful men ever to live on planet Earth, would always say, any idea that is held in the mind and accentuated, meaning you got emotionally involved with it, will immediately begin to clothe itself in the most convenient way possible. And it's absolutely true. Have you ever sat around and just needlessly worried about something only to find that that something actually does happen in your life? You see, thoughts become things, and the actions that we take in our lives always start as thoughts. Think about that. And we're responsible for many of the conditions of our lives, I believe. And we have the power and free will to change them. Energy is flowing into our consciousness constantly. We need to become an alchemist and transmute it into whatever conditions we choose through our focus and by getting emotionally involved with the idea. And these are things we've been working through on this channel over past videos, right? So I know you understand where I'm at, and if you've been watching the videos, you're probably following along seamlessly right now. If you're not, reach out to me. I'd be happy to work with you and explain to you the laws and give you some more examples if you feel that's appropriate for you. I just want to see you become the best you that you can be. And anything is possible when you start living in harmony with the laws that I just shared with you. Whether you're aware of these laws or not, just like the law of gravity, they operate and apply to everyone. So even if you're unaware of the law of gravity, what goes up will come down whether you understand the law or not. As with the laws I just indicated to you, they directly impact your life. You can either use them for your benefit, or you can become a product of the laws working in the peripheral on your behalf, whether you want them to or not. And we all have the free will to change, whether we live in harmony with these laws or not. But if we ignore them, we will violate them because we are programmed to violate them. What do I mean by that? I mean, once you understand the laws and choose to live in harmony with them, anything is possible. You can become a conscious co-creator of a life most people only dream of. And that's what we're working on here. As we walk down our path daily towards the goals, dreams, and desires we have in our life, I know if anybody can do it, you can. Now the ball's in your court. The next step is yours. How will you utilize this knowledge and information now that you have it? I think you'll use it for your own benefit. I think you're going to carry forward. Have a beautiful day. Stay positive. And tomorrow, I'll be back and we're going to discuss some more interesting ideas. Remember, these are just recommendations to get you thinking. The more you think, the better the action and reactions will be that come into your life, because you are consciously dictating your approach to each circumstance based on your understanding of how the world works. And as you enhance your understanding, you'll get better results. I believe in you and I care about you so much. I just want to see you have a beautiful life. I'll be back tomorrow with some more incredible information. I hope this helped you, and I hope you have a beautiful day. Talk to you tomorrow.